Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Thanks so much for hanging out with us here on That's What G Said podcast, or maybe watching on the That's What G Said YouTube channel. If you are there, do me a favor. If you can, subscribe down below. We're going to be adding a lot of content here. All of our horse racing stuff will be here, and then even some of the videos that we do for the podcast. So, the Wrestling with Chad Cooper, we're going to start uploading those there. The NFL shows each and every week where we preview, and then NFL Betting Blitz. Everything will be on the YouTube channel. We'll also have all of the individual previews for big racing days with Barry Spears. He's always on there with us. So make sure to subscribe below. And right now, Daily Racing Form, DRF has the Black Friday sale. So everything that you need over at DRF, shop.drf.com, that's the website. Make sure to use the coupon code BF2024. You'll get 20% off. That will go all the way through Monday, December the 2nd. Take advantage right now. Gulfstream Park opens up on Thursday. We will have a video for Gulfstream, but this video is going to be all about Churchill Downs for November the 28th for Thanksgiving Day. They have a really nice late pick 5 sequence, a couple graded stakes races on the card. We're going to get into that right now. But over the next few days, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I mean, you name it, we have it. And there will be different videos up for you here. A lot of it on That's What G Said podcast. So if you subscribe anywhere you get your podcast, all of that great info will be there to help you out. And like always, we'll be looking for a bunch of prices along the way over the next few days. Let's get to Churchill. Race number 8. Maiden $50,000 claimers kick off this late pick 5 sequence. They'll go 6 furlongs on the dirt course here. A couple that are on my radar. The number 9, Taka. The debut, I thought, was a little bit better than it might look. The horse was outrun a little bit early on. It was about 7 lengths off and got to the outside and was a little bit green, but was definitely running in spots. I think there was something there to build off of, and that was against Maiden Special Weight. So this is the drop-in now against Maiden Claimers for career start number 2. The Dam, my master plan, when you're looking at the Daily Racing Form past performances, you can see that the Dam was precocious. She won her first 4 starts, a couple stakes races also, and she was able to stretch herself out from 6 furlongs all the way to a mile just in those first 4 starts. So it's a nice Dam. And 'tis my plan. You can see a winning sib there. The only sibling was a winner, but I'm expecting Taka to improve on the drop-in class with that race under the belt. Others on the radar, the 7, No What Ifs. Pretty nice debut effort at this level. Hopped a bit at the start, was back to last, was 6 lengths off, but kept to the outside and showed some really nice late energy. That was at this level. And this barn is really good with horses making their second start. Over a 5-year sample size, they're 16% with horses making their second start. The 6-horse Ash Wednesday. I mean, logical, right? Flash speed in the debut. At Gulfstream against better, going a little longer. Now you get the drop in class, you get the cutback, and you know this horse has at least speed in the arsenal. And then the 8-horse Wowzers. I like the others more, especially if they're going to be a better price, because Wowzers isn't that fast early on. Doesn't really have the kind of speed to work out her own trip. So I went 9, 7, 6, and then 8 would be one of the others to include for me in race number 8 on Thursday at Churchill Downs, Thanksgiving Thursday. Thankful for all of you out there for joining, for being listeners and subscribers to the podcast, and I love interacting and talking racing with all of you. So anytime you're listening or you're watching one of the videos, please let me know. Who do you have selected in some of these races? Is there a horse that me or Barry or someone didn't mention that's on your radar, or do you agree? Do you like a horse that we talked about? Always like to hear from you and go back and forth. Let's move to race number 9. It's the Grade 3 Fall City. I did a full horse-by-horse preview of this race with David Aragona on the Daily Racing Form YouTube. So if you want to get a little deeper into this race, we have that for you there. I'll start with the 5, who I like at a little bit of a price, Enclosure. This filly debuted in the Baffert barn about a year and a half ago out here in Southern California, and she was highly regarded, but you could see she just had some physical issues because she'd have a start and then a couple months off, and then a start and a couple months off, and she couldn't really string races together. Then a few months off, she moved to the Bill Mott barn. And since moving to Bill Mott, I think she's been really good. She's had 5 starts for the new barn. She's won twice. One of the races was on a sloppy racetrack. She just didn't fire that day. I think you can put a line right through it. So we're really looking at her other 4 starts for this barn. 2 of them were wins. One of them was a solid second place finish, I think, chasing a lone speed winner. And then last time out, she was way too far back. She still ran pretty well, finishing 3rd that day, but she has a lot more positional speed. She has the ability to go way faster early on. So I just love to see her in a much better spot early. The number 5 Enclosure. Mainly because I don't think there are any monsters in here. I respect the heck out of Tarifa. She's a 3-time graded stakes winner. The rest of the field combined has 3 graded stakes. I think she's the horse to beat. She hasn't really progressed from earlier in the year, though, when she was one of the better 3-year-olds. She was actually the morning line favorite in the Kentucky Oaks. She floated up a little bit and went off at 5-1, and Torpedo Anna won that race. But since her return, she has 3 pretty solid efforts. No real knocks on any of them. And she's the most proven in this race. She's the one to beat. The 4 makes a lot of sense. Musical Mischief. She was one of the other graded stakes winners. She won the Locust Grove back on September the 14th. Has some tactical speed. She'll sit pretty close. She likes Churchill. The 6 Love, I didn't know what to do with this mare because when you look at her form, she has 4 wins. And in all 4 of those races, those are the races where she was a heavy favorite. What does that tell you? She's winning the races that she's supposed to win. And then anytime she's stepped up against tougher, she hasn't even hit the board. Is she kind of like a bully who can beat up on horses that she's a little better than, but then when she gets like a real acid test, she can't really punch back? So I'm a little cold on Loved in here. I'll probably look a little more to Enclosure, Tarifa, Musical Mischief's a horse to beat. A couple sharp handicappers like David thought the 8 Quattro Evinte was worth maybe throwing into some of your exotics. So if you're spreading out a little bit in this race, maybe that's another one that you want to include. But for me, I thought the value could come from the 5 Enclosure if we're anything like 6-1 or above. Race 10 at Churchill Downs. It's a first level allowance race going a 1-turn mile on the main track. But the 3 Footprint. Interesting in this one. The overall body of work for this guy is really good. So he wins his debut, and following that, he's just starting to face tough horses. You see Langos in there a couple times, who came back and won a stakes race last weekend at Churchill Downs. Track Phantom, who was a very good 3-year-old early on at that point over at Fairgrounds. You see Seize the Gray, that's the Preakness winner. You see Trickery, who was a nice horse on the synthetic and on the turf. So, I mean, we start going through these fields, and we're talking about like nice horses who had really nice years here. You know, Seize the Gray, Pennsylvania Derby winner, Preakness winner, multiple Grade 1 winner. So I feel like Footprint wasn't disgraced a lot of those races against good company. I mean, you can eliminate the Lexington because he had a little trouble, and then he was sent to the bench for a while after that. He comes back on October the 16th. He's 3 deep towards the rear. He's about 7 lengths off, and he middle moves around like up to 6, about 2 lengths off, but he tired. Just looked like he needed the race. It was his first start in a while. The winner that day came back to win the Discovery next time out, I believe, with a 99 Buyer speed figure. Generous tipper. And look at how live the race has been so far. Yellow Brick was in there, came back to win next time out with an 87 Buyer speed figure. Lips Say Bliss was in there, came back to win next time out. First level allowance with an 80 Buyer speed figure. It's a strong race that Footprint had to return in off the bench. So I'm giving him a big chance to take a step forward at a very fair price. The 7 Tour Player, very logical, lightly raced. Big win, put it all together last time out, can sit close. You got the 5 Light Line. Hasn't raced since April, but this barn has been rolling for a while, and they obviously thought highly of this horse after that nice debut win. Took a shot in stakes races a couple times. He was 3rd in the Grade 3 Withers. 10's another one. Line of Scrimmage. Again, this was a very logical horse. He's won 2 races very impressively since coming into this barn. Don't really have to talk to you much about why that would be a major player. Others, even if you wanted to go deeper, a horse like Linebacker fits on figures. Didn't think he had many excuses. Even the one Hold My Bourbon, second start back. He comes out of that really strong Montesino race and banned for life. Prior to that, he was facing live horses who were sharp and in very good form. So don't be shocked to see him run a lot better second start back. Thought this was a very challenging 10th race. I put the 3 footprint on top, looking for some value. 3, 7, 5, 10. That's kind of the order I put the horses in. Then I went a little deeper with the 1 and the 12 as at least under horses. Moving to race number 11. This one is the Grade 3 Cardinal, 1.125 miles on the turf course. And just on paper, there is no speed at all. So I'm starting with the 1, She's Looking Lucky. Go horse by horse. The 2, the 3, Duvet Day is not fast. Queen Regent isn't fast. Heart Spin is not fast. Implicated is probably one of the more naturally quick horses in this race, and she's not quick, but just in comparison, grading on the curve, she's faster than most of these are early. Stir Crazy is not. She's a deep closer. Harvey's Princess is just a cut below. Adrastia is looking for the 3rd straight win. Got to give a little tidbit on this one. This is in Greek mythology, the goddess of inevitable fate, representing pressing necessity and the inescapability of punishment. That sounds like us as gamblers. Doesn't it? Sounds like a horse player. We're gluttons for punishment, aren't we? She's Looking Lucky is the start for me. The 10, Dreaming of Mo, is in really nice form. I wouldn't be shocked if they tried to get a little aggressive from the outside. She's actually shown some positional speed before in her arsenal, and with that outside draw, it can really force horses sometimes. So I'll use the 1, the 10. I thought the 6 and the 7 both made a lot of sense. Stir Crazy coming from off the pace. Implicated's the horse to beat. 1, 6, 10, 7. Wasn't sure what to do with the way outside horse, Quality Star, who has run a couple good races in a row, and I could make a case for at least at a big price underneath. Barn's been really rolling to start the meet. Move to the 12th and final. So I had the 1 on top, 1, 6, 7, or 1, 6, 10, 7 in race number 11. 12th and final on Thanksgiving Day at Churchill Downs. The couple towards the outside, the 11, What About Q? 3rd start off the bench, cut back. This horse had a fast start, but got parked 4 wide and kind of loomed up 3 deep before flattening. The wide trip just caught up with him. You could tell. I think she's out wide now, but they can be a little aggressive with her. The number 7 would be next for me. Chasing Glory, first time starter. Dam won the debut. Barn, very capable, 12% with first time starters and a $2 plus a $2.07 ROI. That November 8th work at Churchill looks pretty good. The 10, little breezy, coming off that runner-up debut effort at Keeneland. The 2 would be the next one for me. Jane Payne, first-time starter for Brad Cox. And if you wanted to go a little deeper, I thought even the 8 and the 9, Theatrics, looks to have some ability in the mornings. And the 9, Sweet Scorecard, could be a horse, fun horse to use if you wanted to go deeper. But I'll start with the 11. I went 11, 7, 10 as my top tier. And then next up, started including horses like the 2, 8, and 9. But that's a look at Churchill Downs Thursday, Thanksgiving Thursday. Wish you all a very happy holiday week. Hope you have a great one with your family. Hope you get some great deals on the Black Friday sales all over the place. It's a really fun sports weekend too, with great horse racing, football, basketball, college football, college basketball, everything going on. Hopefully you have a really nice Thanksgiving. And don't forget, we have a lot of other racing, Fairgrounds Thursday, Gulfstream Thursday, Thanksgiving. Then for Friday, we'll have Del Mar and Churchill. And then for Saturday, Churchill with Barry, Del Mar, and Gulfstream Park. So we've got you covered for Thursday, for Friday, and for Saturday. Best of luck playing the races this week.